Tuscola has always been pretty progressive, and so in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, we were taking another turn to say, okay, what should we do moving into the future for Tuscola? And we had a local resident who came into City Hall and said that once upon her trip back from Florida, she witnessed a great thing called outlet stores in a small town in Kentucky, and Tuscola should do something like that. So lo and behold, we kind of dived into that. One thing after another, we got Polo, we got Woolrich, the Van Heusen group, of course, and out of the cornfields came this outlet mall that is still in existence today, and it was tough. There's a lot of steps along the way, like I said, because to make those things happen, it takes a lot of people working together, and that's probably what is good about Tuscola. It's progressive and people wanting to work together to make good things happen. Another thing that we had to tackle was, as with development, what do you need? So you need good resources, and I'm talking about resources in the sense of water, utilities, those kind of things. And we had an issue with our water supply. We've been relying on our industrial partner, USI Quantum Chemical, to supply us water, and they no longer wanted to do that. So we had to find a water supply, and working with the city to the south of us, and everybody knows in Tuscola, that's our cola, right? And man, do you work with the Purple Riders? We're the Tuscola Warriors. And so it took a great deal of effort for both cities to come together and make things happen, and to put I guess all the rivalries aside. We had to come up with a plan as, okay, how much would each town contribute to this water line to bring from Champaign, Illinois, down to Tuscola and then on into Arcola. To this day, we do have a very good, reliable drinking water source for basically almost the whole county now, because that has expanded, because we were kind of I guess maybe the forefathers of bringing water down from Champaign. Now other communities have done that on the outer edges of the county. We did a golf course housing subdivision project, and put in a 18-hole championship golf course that was just, to this day, is still truly amazing. And a lot of golf courses are kind of dying out around the state, around the country. But ours is still going strong right now, and all the houses, well, let's see, I think almost all the lots have been developed and have houses on it, and have increased the tax base tremendously for the city of Tuscola through this development. It's my hometown. I do want to see it prosper. It doesn't have to be a large community, but yet to remain as one that we even know it, you still have to do some growth, because you have to find ways to fund the certain things that do happen in the community without costing everybody an arm and a leg. And I think that's what Tuscola has been all about. We try to provide the same or even more services for the same amount of cost that you have for the last 20, 30 years. And that's important to us as well.
Well, I'm really proud to represent the Tuscola Women's Club, which has a very proud 124-year history. We were founded in 1894, and we're still going strong today. Personally, the reason that I joined the club was because my mother was a member, and it was a way that we could share together. And when my father passed away, my mother was quite involved in Women's Club. I really didn't know a lot about it, but I did know that there was a local club. So I joined the one here, and we were able to go to conventions and travel a lot together. And just recently I did some reading in scrapbooks and realized that her mother was also a member of Women's Club. Every year we try to plan our programs as well as the projects that we plan to donate goods or money or time to. One of the greatest achievements of the Tuscola Women's Club took place in 1897, and the president of the club at that time wrote a letter to Andrew Carnegie stating that Tuscola needed a library. So the Andrew Carnegie Foundation gifted us $10,000, provided that we match that amount of money so that we could build our library. And in 1907, The basement had not been finished at the time that the library was built. So the Women's Club, again, raised money for the library and finished the basement. And at that time, the library board said that the Tuscola Women's Club could have a home there in perpetuity. Probably two of the biggest projects that the Tuscola Women's Club has undertaken. One is the Prairieland Playground that is located at Irvin Park. It was a $500,000 project that was completed for $85,000, and that was due to the community pulling together and becoming hands-on and providing all of the labor. The other project that I was involved in too was fundraising for the Art Co., the rural theater group. We raffled off a car or an opportunity to win $10,000, and it was very successful. We hosted a Mardi Gras event at the community building in collaboration with Kiwanis Club, and it was very profitable and a great success. And I think the emphasis is really on fun. A lot of people want to join clubs because they want to socialize and they want to have a good time. I think the Women's Club, we certainly do that in a number of ways. And whether we're at meetings, luncheons, teas, conventions, these ladies know how to have a good time. I think keeping Tuscola Women's Club vital and alive has really been the individuals and the wonderful personalities of the ladies who have been involved with the club for so long. And Tuscola Women's Club for 124 years has really made our community a better place to live.
Back in 1958, there were 8 juniors at Tuscola High School and 8 junior boys, and they decided they would like to have a car club. So they did. They didn't do any car shows, any events or anything like that. The only thing that separated them from everybody else, they had jackets that they had made up and a bumper plaque. It's actually a car plaque, and it would hang off the rear bumper. That's what impressed me. I was a freshman at the time. I looked up to those guys. I didn't even have a car. I didn't even have a driver's license. But I looked up to those guys because they just made an impression on me. After they graduated from high school, the club just faded away. To me, it impressed me so much, I never forgot that. Now you go 30 years later, there were some car guys here in town. Not that we had a club or anything, we just knew everybody was interested in the cars. We got urged by one of the business people here in town to help him put on a car show, because car shows in the late 80s were starting to be the thing to do. And so we got together, we did, had a good time. It was a successful show. And it was so good that everybody wanted to continue doing that. We got together and, yeah, let's form a car club. And when it came to picking out a name, there was a few of us who were old enough to know or remember the original Wheel Car Club. So, and there were still original members that lived in town. So we got a hold of them. So what do you think? You know, would you be in favor of letting us use that name again? And they were all for it. So officially, it became the Wheels Car Club. We try to put three car shows a year. We'll plan the shows, the events we're going to be participating in, this sort of thing. Our main show is the Spring Fling Show. June the 2nd is when we did our show this year, and it was our 30th annual show, and which is held downtown Tuscola at the gazebo. And it's sort of a unique show because it is held in the evening, and we have a live band. We usually have cars that will come in about a 100-mile radius of Tuscola. Car club members range anywhere from 25 up to 70s. We have one of the original members that is the treasurer of our club. The car club itself it's just a vehicle to express your passion for the car. There's a saying, if you want to make sure the sport survives, take a kid to a car show. If I could impress somebody the way I was impressed by those 8 guys, that's my goal.
"161 years ago, due to the mid-1800s and the railroads being developed, the Illinois Central Railroad from Mattoon to Chicago was finished in 1859, and the need for towns along the way were necessary because trains needed a water source about every 7 miles for their steam engines. And so the Illinois Central offered 1 million acres at between $7 and $12 an acre for development. And Henry Clay Niles was a surveyor and surveyed the original part of Tuscola. Along with the Illinois Central, later came the Baltimore and Ohio and the CNEI Railroad. So we had 3 railroads, and we still do have going through Tuscola. But with the development of the town, the churches came right along. In 1858, the 3 first churches were the Methodist, Presbyterian, and the Baptist churches. All came along in May of 1858, and eventually built the buildings that now serve them. Tuscola was part of Coles County, this whole area was, and it was a long distance to get from Tuscola to Charleston. In 1859, Douglas County was formed. Most of the people wanted it called Richmond County because it was a largely Republican area, but the Democrats had control of Springfield, and Stephen A. Douglas was a prominent name, and so we became Douglas County. Camargo was the first town in Douglas County, but it didn't have a railroad going through it. So the debate became between Arcola and Tuscola as to which should have the county seat. There was a vote taken, and a legitimate vote that cast for Tuscola. The homes in Tuscola, as most towns have, the original homes are huge and big and grand. The first home in Tuscola was actually moved here from Bourbon by a man named William Chandler. And the other homes are the Samuel and Nathaniel Irwin homes, one on North Park and one on North Main Street, both extremely generous people to Tuscola. Nathaniel gave the land for Irvin Park. Nathaniel planted all the hard maple trees that go from Sale Street all along North Main Street to the park. The principal founder of Jarman Hospital was William F. Jarman, and called it Sarah A. Jarman Memorial Hospital after his daughter, who had passed away in the typhoid epidemic of 1916. He had given the land for the hospital and then tried to raise the money in order to build this hospital for the citizens, and accepted his first patient on April 1st of 1919. In the first 2 years, over 1,000 patients had been admitted. I think that I want people to take away from Tuscola's history the fact that we have been so fortunate to be the county seat. I think that's why it has stayed and will stay a viable community.
Well, the story that I would like to tell is a story about a band. It's a kitchen band. It is a band, I think, with a heart and with a mission, and it is a band with a pretty lengthy past. This band started 33 years ago, so it started in actually a church meeting. There were a few ladies that were involved, and 2 of them kind of took the bull by the horns and decided that they were going to start this kitchen band. And this is a group of ladies that put all of this effort and this time and this energy into bringing some happiness into the lives of those who are, in nursing homes, Alzheimer's unit. And our goal is to put a smile on their face and put a little bounce in their step. And we've had ladies and gentlemen who have, I've danced with several, you know, we've had some who like to get up and be part of the band, and you know, we encourage it. We play different instruments because we are a kitchen band, and we have this Doris Young. I went with her to Champaign, and she looked for all these different things that she wanted to put together, a couple of tin pie pans and a block of wood and strings, you know, kind of door hingy strings. Anyway, she calls it a pocacello, and we lovingly call it a pile of junk. But, and then, you know, one girl plays an egg beater, and the other one plays a food mill, Sandy Simpson, and Jan Seed plays a pink flamingo, and it's actually a kitchen chef. It has a little scrubber on top of the flamingo's head, and it has a little apron, just like ours. And she uses it kind of like a drum. She has a red spatula, and so she kind of keeps time. And Sandy Simpson plays what she calls a food mill, and so it's sort of a grinder, and she grinds back and forth. And Mary Beth Opperman has a grater, and she'll grate against, you know, with, I think she uses a spoon. And we wear hats and jackets, and, you know, we have all kinds of, if we're doing things kind of cowboy, we have cowboy hats and scarves. And so we try to make it interesting and stimulating. There is one part of our show that everyone loves, and it is we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And you have to decide if you're a Cub fan or a Cardinal fan. And so the residents get such a kick out of that, you know, because I try to coerce some of them into, you know, Cubbies, and then that doesn't always work. One time I went up and I was a root for the Cubbies, and the little guy went like that. We have done the State Lions Club Convention in Springfield, and we, you know, have done the Farm Bureau and the Shriners, and we do Sparks in the Park, and we do Apple Dumpling Festival in Applewood. So we get around, actually, you know. And I remember this one little lady on the front row. Afterwards, we always go around and talk to them and say, you know, what'd you think? Did you have a good time? And they'll tell us little stories. And I went down to this lady on the front, and I said, did you have a good time? And she said, oh, yes, honey. She said, why, you should take this show on the road. And I said, well, that's a wonderful compliment. And she said, oh, yes, you're way too good to play here.
John F. Kennedy said that any one person can make a difference, and everyone should try to make a difference. That's the part of Tuscola I like the best, is that there are so many people who take time to give back and use their time and their talent and their resources to make sure that this is a better community. We have many service organizations, and if I listed them, I probably would miss a few, but all the members of those organizations give thousands of hours a month to give back to the community and make this a better place to live. Chamber of Commerce used to have an award that they gave out annually. They would solicit nominations from the public, and people would nominate their favorite volunteer who would go above and beyond what your everyday person might do. And I nominated a person one year who happened to be my dad. His name was Paul Jones, and the chamber asked me to make the presentation. So I was standing up at the podium and reading the nomination, getting kind of choked up because I was so proud of him. And I got to the big finish where I was supposed to announce the name of the Volunteer of the Year, and I said, and the Volunteer of the Year is my dad, and didn't even give his name. So, you know, the room erupts in applause, and everybody knew my dad, but the local newspaper reporter, one of the local newspaper reporters, was not a townie, so he didn't know the guy's name. He was born in Galton, Illinois, just a couple of miles south of here. There were 10 kids in the family. So, you know, when you have a lot of kids like that, you learn to work and help out. he was always just one of those people that would step in if he saw something that needed to be done. Dad was involved in Kiwanis, an active member, made trauma dolls for distribution to the ambulance services and the hospitals. He volunteered at the grade school to help the kids with their reading. They called him Grandpa Jones. He was really devoted to the Sam's Food Pantry. Spent hours there every week, created a rosary garden for the church, crocheted christening blankets for the babies, made rosaries for the servicemen without being asked, and just identifying a need and stepping in and taking that. But the one thing he was most famous for was his cookies. He would make cookies for anybody and everybody, whether you wanted them or not, needed them or not. If you had an event and you needed a cookie or a bunch of cookies, you could call on Dad and he would provide those. My dad was a businessman, and we got to know a lot of people, and just the camaraderie you have from knowing the people in the community, and you have a lot of opportunities to observe what everybody else is doing. People come together and do good things. He'd be busting his buttons probably. He'd be very proud. But that's not why he did it. He just did it because it was the thing to do.
Welcome back!
This is so much fun. We're having a great time with the people from Tuscola this evening. We hope you are having just as much fun as we are.
Yeah, we've had 13 people call the first break. That is a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's telling us what?
Tuscola's a hit.
They are a hit.
That's awesome.
They are super excited to support a program on their hometown. Can we give a couple shout outs real quick to people that have given?
Give us a call right now, though, while we're doing this.
Yeah,
though.
Cindy from Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Called. So thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Madonna from Tuscola, thank you. Judy from Tuscola, and Kenny from Tuscola. He has two businesses that are getting ready to open up, Irma and Lou's Kitchen and the Cast Iron Pub. So welcome to Tuscola.
Tuscola is growing.
That's awesome.
I've got some thank yous here. I have Chuck from Tuscola, Brian from Tuscola, and Fred from Tuscola.
Thank
so
you
keep
so
those
much.
phones ringing.
Okay, we got something special coming up in just a second, but before that, let's get the phones going, okay? The phone number's at the bottom of your screen. If you've enjoyed this program so far, look at the number, get up off the couch, give us a call. We want to get these people busy again, and we got a special surprise coming in, but you can keep on calling. So, girls, come on this way.
Come on in. We heard a story from the Happy Keenager Kitchen Band. We've got some band members here with us this evening. Come on in. You guys fill up this rug area right here. Come on in. Bring your instruments. We've got a microphone. We're going to have them do a little special performance right now of This Land Is Your Land. So are you ready? On the count of three. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to New York Island, from redwood forest to Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Yeah.
I was walking there in the highway. I saw above me and in the skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
Yeah, way to go. Yes. That was great, ladies. What a performance. Thank you so much for that. That was perfect. Love that. What did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Yeah. That was great.
They said to be a part of it, you have to be able to have a what?
Carry a tune.
Carry a tune.
Carry a tune.
And I can carry a lot of things, but I cannot carry a tune, so I
can't
cannot
either.
be a part of that.
Not
And I
even
love
in a
it.
basket.
Love every minute of it. We need to get the phones going right now. That
do.
was really fun. If you appreciate these ladies that were just up here and you enjoy Tuscola as your hometown, we want you to give us a call. If we don't hear from you, that's telling us that you really aren't interested in supporting your hometown.
But that's not the case,
No, it's
because
not.
we got
No.
13 calls the first break. We're going to get just as many, or
Yes.
not more, the second break.
Yes.
We've got Richard, Sharon, Mike is on the phone. We've got Lindsay and Darla and Dee right over here. So we've got people standing by. They need to talk to you. They want you to order a DVD of Tuscola. This is our story. One for $75, two or more for $60 each.
You know what's really interesting about calling in? A lot of people say, what do I get somebody for the Christmas or for a birthday or whatever? We know exactly what you can get. You can give them a copy of Tuscola, This Is Our Story.
And you can't get it anywhere else except right here on WEIU. You can call in. You can go online at WEIU.net. You can also watch online at WEIU.net tonight too. So if you're watching here locally, you have friends or family members anywhere in the world, let them know that they can watch tonight too.
We've had so much fun so far tonight, and you can tell by
Yep.
the phone you're having a good time tonight watching your friends and family possibly that are here tonight.
That's right. Mike just had his phone. Look, they're stretching across. They're switching and swapping phones back here. That's the way we do it right here. That's the way we roll.
And that's why a lot of people say you all look like you're having a good time. Well, it's because we are having a good time.
Right, it's not an act. We are having a good time. It's a lot of fun. We've got band members in here. We've got storytellers. We've got underwriters. We've got friends. It's a great night.
Speaking of friends, I just have to say that I have my best friend since 7th grade. She turned 55 today. Can we get a picture of her?
Happy birthday, Amy.
And there you go.
There she
She
is.
turned 55, and she took her birthday to come in here and help us. So I had to get her on TV. So Amy, thank you for coming.
That's
now,
awesome.
all of you out there, if you have a best friend that's on one of the stories tonight, you better call and get a copy of this DVD of Tuscola, This Is Our Story.
We are not even halfway through the show yet. We're on our second break. We've had, I think, 10 stories told. We've still got 15 more to go.
Yes, we do.
And we've heard a lot about Tuscola so far, but we've got a lot more yet to hear. So I want you to keep calling in. Richard needs a phone call. Sharon needs a phone call. Darla, Dee. We've got people here.
Richard, call Richard. If you don't call Richard, he may not drive his car around, and it's really cool in Tuscola.
It is very cool.
He's got
And
some
his
cool
story
cars.
was in the last break, too. So we've got a lot of motorheads out there that we need to hear from tonight.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. His story really rang true to me because that's what my husband loves of those old cars.
Yes, he does. And there's a lot of fans
Yeah.
because they have quite a few car
Yes,
shows.
yes.
We've got quite a few fans keep calling
Yeah.
in right now. Mike's still on the phone. He's answering 2 phones back there tonight. So that's great.
Again, you know, we said we got 13 calls the first break. We want 13 more. We're going to go talk to Richard. I'm going to go talk to Richard. Okay, Richard, here we go. I had the pleasure of getting to know you pretty good through this. Tell us a little bit about the car show and tell us why, or the car club, and why you started.
I started because I love cars, and it's a good outlet for Tuscola, and we did our 30th annual show this year, and people enjoy it, and just to see the people come uptown and enjoy the cars.
How many people do you think come to, like, would you say come into Tuscola for the weekend of your car show?
I'd say somewhere around 500.
Wow, very good, very good. Well, I'm going to thank you for talking. I'm going to throw it back to Ken. There you go.
That's awesome. The phones are still ringing. We want you to keep calling the numbers at the bottom of your screen. Once again, I want to talk to you a little bit about we've got the Tuscola Women's Club. They provided so many great treats for us last week at the premiere. We had a great time last week. We had a showcase of all the stories just for the storytellers and for the people who supported the program last week at the community building, which is an awesome building there in Tuscola as well. You got some thank yous?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Beth all the way from Sullivan and Mike from Tuscola. So thank you very much.
Thank you for supporting Tuscola. This is our story. A couple other people I want to give shout outs to. If you look on the set tonight, you're going to see some photographs on the wall. These are from Rachel Ray Photography, and they are also in the community building as well as City Hall in Tuscola. So thank you so much for allowing us to decorate our set with your photos. They look amazing back there.
And we met some really nice police officers the other night.
We did, very helpful police officers in Tuscola. Tim Kim Jimenez and Alex Ray. They helped us clean up after the premiere last weekend, so thank you to both of you, and thank you for keeping Tuscola safe.
Yeah, they're awesome. We invited them to come tonight, but they had to keep Tuscola safe tonight.
Well, that's okay.
So
someone's got to do some more work there.
absolutely,
Everybody else is here.
Absolutely.
Anna Nelson and Alta Long, we want to thank you as well for all the hard work helping us get these photos down and getting them here. And that's what Tuscola is all about, helping one another out, volunteering their time, their energy, their work, and their stories tonight.
Right. You know, when we came to Tuscola, immediately we got help from people. We needed some treats for our community premiere night. And guess what? The Women's Club said, we want to help. And boy, did they help. They brought all kinds of food.
Oh, yeah, they know how to bake.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
they were really good. Yeah.
Hey, right now we need some more people to call in. The DVDs are on your screen right there. Well, they were, now we are. But $75 for one, $60 for two or more. We will ship them anywhere you want them shipped. We can help put a special note in there if you want to. You name it, we want to serve you.
Yeah, a lot of people say, you know, like we want to buy two, send one to us and send one to a friend. And we're always doing that for you. We'll put a little note that says it's from you, ship it anywhere in the United States. If it's out of the country, we're going to have to talk to you about that. But
we can work something out.
We can work it out.
Hey, we've got some more stories coming your way. Something called Why Tuscola Chose Me. We're going to hear about the art gallery, the candy kitchen, the Weber brothers. A very odd place to call home, and my love for children. Catherine McCumber, we want to say special hello to you tonight. Lots of children.
Yeah, and what is, from the moment I met her, and she's 94 or 95? 95. She's
96?
Not 96, they said. You would never know she was 96. And her story will make you cry. I guarantee you cry.
So if you have some tears to shed, don't go anywhere. We've got all those stories coming up. More Tuscola, this is our story right here live at WEIU.